Hello there, I am Eyenne. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe and watch our other videos. As you can probably tell from the title, I'm going to talk about how to raise a child who loves to read. Whenever I post stories or photos of Tala reading, I get 1 or 2 messages from other mommies asking what I did so that Tala loves to read. Of course, I answered their questions, and I thought about making this video so that I can help more moms and maybe give you some tips on how to raise a child who loves reading. Just a quick disclaimer, I am not an expert on early child learning. This is just coming from a mom who wants to share tips based on her experiences. And if you're a mom too, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the links on the description box. So here are 5 tips or 5 things we did that maybe contributed to why Tala loves reading. So tip number 1 is expose them as early as possible. We got Tala's first book during our baby shower, and it was this, A Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Thank you, Mom Jihan. And for the first 6 months of Tala's life, sobrang paulit-ulit lang to. We memorized every word of this book kasi every day binabasa namin siya. And then, nung nag 6 months si Tala, binuhan namin siya ng 3 more books. And yun, paulit-ulit lang yun hanggang sa nag-accumulate na yung book collection namin. Pero, syempre meron siya mga favorite books talaga. So, when someone asks me, when did we introduce books to Tala? And I can honestly say, since she was a baby. Since she was born, ay binabasahan namin siya ng books. And I read this quote that says, reading aloud to children before they even know the words and their meanings just associates books to love and affection. So, they don't know why we do it yet, but they know that they feel loved when we read them the books. Tip number 2, read aloud. So, reading aloud for me is an art. Reading aloud is not just reading the words on the book. Reading aloud is showing the kid the cover and asking them what they think the book is about. Reading aloud is showing them the pictures, the details. Oh, there's the sun and there's a very tiny caterpillar. Reading aloud is pointing at each picture as you read the words. Reading aloud is reading the word and then translating it to the kids in words he or she understands. This is very important. Read aloud with feelings. Dapat nagbabago yung boses mo. Dapat may konting suspense or super happy. Some parents even use puppets or cutouts para lang exciting ang reading aloud. And also, I have this personal rule that I've had since Tala was a baby is to never decline a request to read aloud. So, when Tala comes to me with a book that she wants me to read aloud, kahit pa sobrang busy ko, kahit pa nagluluto ako, or kahit pa matutulog na kami, I always say yes. Because reading aloud is fun, right? Tip number 3 is keep the books accessible. When Tala was a baby, this book was just on our bed or right beside it. Para anytime may quiet moment, pwede namin basahin. And when she could crawl already, meron lang kaming maliit na parang box beside the bed na andun lahat ng books niya. So when she wants to read, she can just crawl to that box and get a book. We also put books in her playpen. And when we moved to this condo that came with this beautiful bookshelf, lahat ng books niya was in the bottom row. And naka-vertical na arrangement. Para kung gusto niya kumuha ng libro, she can easily get one. And we also have books all around the house. We have books in the bedroom, books here in the living room, we have books downstairs in the dining room. Para whenever she's bored, she can just look at a book, diba? And ma-encourage siyang buksan ito. Tip number 4 is to get books that interest them. When Tala was a baby, one of her ninangs gave her this book na 100 first words na super random ng mga words na nandun. Merong mga objects in the house, the vehicles, animals, plants. Anyway, I noticed that she gravitated towards the pictures of animals. And yun yung mga first words na natutunan din niya. So, I bought her more books about animals. And they don't have to be books na dapat pang babies. When Tala was into sea creatures, I bought her this book na gutay-gutay na. And this is not for babies. It has big words and scary pictures. But she loves them. She loves looking at the pictures and mas lalo pa siyang na-curious. Diba, mga realistic picture siya. It's definitely not for a 2-year-old. 2 years old siya nung mahilig siya sa sea creatures 2 or 3. But it definitely sparked her interest so much more. Diba, scary, but it really sparked her curiosity. And of course, this is not the only book that we bought about sea creatures. But as you can see, it was her favorite because of the scary pictures. And also, when she was into insects, I bought her this. Nakita namin sa chapters and pages. This is just 99 pesos. And hindi rin siya pang 4-year-old. But the pictures are ay talagang sakuto pa magpakita. But yeah. This is where she learned all about the diseases that mosquitoes give. Nasa isang interview video namin yun nung 4 years old siya. Anyway, the pictures are so beautiful, but the words, I don't know if it's focusing, but the words are so big. Ang big, pang adults yung words na nandito. I'll read one sentence. All insects have specialized mouth parts. The tsetse-fly feeds on the blood of mammals, including humans. Its piercing and sucking mouth parts. Anyway, very scientific yung words. But we read this aloud for months, every night. So she knows a lot of facts about insects. Siyempre sa first time na babasahin namin to, I don't just read the words. At first, we just look at the pictures. Ooh, what do you think this is? It says here it's a bombardier beetle. The bombardier beetle frightens off their predators by squirting hot liquids. That's not what it says here. I mean, it says it pero sobrang scientific words. Pero i-translate mo, syempre, sa words na maintindihan nila. And then as you read it again and again and again, babasahin mo na yung actual words na nakasulat sa book and maintindihan na nila. And may nabasa ako meme na parang, if a kid can memorize dinosaur names, they can memorize big words too. Don't underestimate your kids. If they're interested, they will learn it. Last tip is keep the experience pleasant. Ang importante is they learn to love books. It's not important that they learn how to read. For Tala, we taught her early that books are happy. Bookstores are a happy place. There are exciting stories in books. There are exciting facts in books. And I never forced Tala to read a book that I want. For example, may binili akong bagong book or may bagong bigay sa kanyang book na parang ang ganda. Pero ayaw niya basahin. And I would never force her. I would suggest maybe na, don't you want to read this? Pero I would never force her to the point of being mad na ito ang babasahin natin tonight. Hindi ganon. So, laging siya ang namimili ng aming bedtime story. There was a time in 2020 nung medyo pinapressure ko siyang matutong magbasa na because marunong na siya ng phonics, baby bobo, kakekitsu, natutunan niya na sa daycare. Pero yung CBC and sight words, medyo hindi pa siya ready. Anyway, pero pinapressure ko siya na magbasa kami together, reading aloud. During this time, she viewed reading as a chore. So, during the daytime, hindi siya kukuha ng books unless sabihin ko na, let's read. Kung ayaw niyang magbasa, hindi ko siya pipilitin. But, when it's bedtime already, dahil we've established the habit of reading when it's bedtime, hindi ko na siya tatanungin na, do you want to read? When it's bedtime, I would say, okay, pick one book that we will read tonight. Pipili na siya ng libro. We would always read aloud at night kahit na hindi niya na-enjoy mag-read. So, when it's bedtime, the doors are closed, there's no music, kaming dalawa lang sa room, pwedeng nasa kabilang side siya ng bed, and then I would read the book na pinili niya, and I would still read it with feelings. Para kahit nasa kalagitnaan na ako ng book, kung kailan siya lalapit, dahil magiging interested na rin siya kasi ako lang yung narinig niya, yung voice ko lang, na enjoy magbasa, diba? Eventually, lalapit siya beside me. Or kahit hindi siya lumapit, we still read that night because I read aloud the story. And as I said kanina, we taught her early that bookstores are happy places. Merong the National Bookstore na Quezon Avenue branch, di ba malaking branch yun? We could spend an hour there just reading books and not buying. So those are the 5 things that we did that maybe contributed to why Tala loves books now. But we cannot take the credit for all of that. And anyway, I asked my Instagram followers for some questions. And I got this one question, what kind of books did we expose Tala to at first? And as I said kanina, ito nga yung book na first book niya. And then when she got a lot of gifts na books, we just followed her interest in. We noticed na mahilig siya sa animals, so we bought more animal books. Pwedeng facts about animals or book stories na animal characters like Sandra Boynton books. And I also got this question na what if 2 years old, 4 years old na ngayon na hindi mahilig sa books? How do you start? And my advice would be, anong hilig nila? If mahilig sila sa dinosaurs, then buy them books about dinosaurs. If mahilig sila sa cars or trucks, then buy them books about that. And just expose them to books and read aloud the books as lively as possible para malaman nila na exciting yung stories inside the books. And this one last question, where do I buy books? Swerte namin dahil merong surplus shop near our house na 10 pesos, 20 pesos lang each book. But also, I buy from Shopee, Carousel, Facebook groups, and Instagram bookshops. Medyo mahal lang yung sa Instagram bookshops because curated na yung collection nila. Pero kung may hinahanap kang mga famous authors or rare books, dun magandang mag-browse. So, that's it. If you have any questions about Tala or our parenting style or tips, any of that, you can leave a comment or message us on our social media pages. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.